In today's video, you can expect 4 things. 1. A brief, concise, and precise description of each temperament blend. 2. A practical, biblical example of each temperament blend. 3. Vocational opportunities for that temperament blend. And 4. To identify your own temperament blend. So let's get right into the video. Before we kick off, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, you better do, so you don't miss a beat and so that you are kept up to date, especially with our upcoming video on the MBTI personality type. So yeah. Now let's have a quick recap of the 4 temperaments. We have the extroverts, the sanguines and the cholerics, and the introverts, the melancholies and the phlegmatics. Mixing these up, you come up with 12 temperament blends. 1. The SANCHLOR, that is primarily a sanguine and secondarily a choleric. It's extroverted of the temperament. Imagine combining the 2 extroverts into one temperament. That's an explosion of energy and passion. But it can also be quite talkative and sometimes a little self-centered. They'll be complementary to you if you're in alignment with their purposes and their pursuits. If not, they cut you off. Apostle Peter is quite a good example of the SANCHLOR. Remember that before the coming of the Holy Spirit upon him, he was egotistical, weak-willed, though he was a leader, no self-assigned leader of the group. However, in the book of Acts, we now see a total transformation into a man who did great exploits for the kingdom of God. Vocationally, SANCHLORs usually start out in sales and creative businesses because they are good at selling what they do and selling their products. They are invariably sports enthusiasts. Whatever they do, it must provide variety, excitement, passion. If not, they easily get bored with it. Number 2, the SANMEL. Now we have a sanguine and melancholy. What do these two have in common? They are both really emotional, right? Of all the temperament blends, these are probably the 2 most emotional temperaments now coming together into one. Now the SANMEL is the most emotional of the sanguine blends. They are the people who cannot watch a sad movie or listen to a sad song and not cry. They are usually mentally creative, thanks to their melancholy side. Now, King David is probably the best example of a SANMEL. Imagine, he was an extrovert who was loved by many. He had this charisma, the charisma of the sanguine, causing people to love him. However, have you read the Psalms? King David was extremely emotional, and this sometimes pushed him to make decisions on impulse, right? Again, because of his highly emotional nature, which is a trap that the SANMEL must really be careful not to fall into. Vocationally, the SANMELs love to work with people. If you're a SANMEL, you usually thrive in an environment where you get to interact with people. They usually make good doctors. They're usually the doctors with the best bedside, arts and behavior, or the teacher who is the most loved teacher on campus. Their desire to be seen, their love for attention usually pushes them into careers like music and art and public speaking. 3. The SANPHLEG. Now the SANPHLEG, imagine combining the love for life of the sanguine with the cool, relaxed nature of the phlegmatic. This temperament blend is probably the easiest to love. They rarely get upset. They take life, lightheartedly. They find the bright side out of every situation, and they are really loving individuals. However, again, combining the 2 most indisciplined temperaments into one, these people are generally not proactive or really motivated to do really, really big things. In the Bible, Apollos is probably, it could be a good example of a SANPHLEG, loved by all, a skilled orator, good public speaker, was able to create impact, with his spirit-filled self. Vocationally, the SANPHLEGs will really be good at anything that requires them to help people. Again, these are sanguines. Anything sales, a sanguine can do. Anything sales, a sanguine can do so. 4. The Chlor-San. That's choleric and sanguine. Again, the two most extroverted personalities into one. So you can imagine the charisma of this person, the way they command a room.
Cut that bitch right off, I feel like
Look at the SANCHLOR. The CHLOR-SAN is the second most extroverted temperament blend. They are not as talkative as the SANCHLOR, right? But they can still be talkative individuals, highly charismatic, capable of motivating others, really productive. Oh my god, really productive individuals. However, the greatest weakness of the CHLOR-SAN is their hostility. This is a temperament blend that will not only get ulcers, they will give other people ulcers because they aren't taking no. If you get it, you get it. This is the temperament blend, or one temperament blend that is really prone to getting so engrossed in work that family takes the backstage or the back seat. Now in the Bible, Brother James, the James who wrote the book of James, likely a really good example of a CHLOR-SAN. In his writings, you could tell faith without works is dead. This guy wanted you to understand that we don't depend only on faith. We're gonna work. Faith without works is dead, guys. They are the attorney. If you need an attorney who can charm the heart of the most cold-hearted judge, you know that you have done something wrong. Everybody knows that you have done something wrong. But the CHLOR-SAN can convince a judge that you are innocent. Now, as politicians, they are, I don't want to call names, but they are that presidents. Again, I'm not calling names. They are that president who can convince people to change the constitution so that they can run one more time, so that they can rule the people just one more time. And as fundraisers, these are this temperament blend will get you to give up the money that you intended to save. You literally had money that you were like, I'm going to use this money to do this. I'm going to save this money. A CHLOR-SAN will speak to you and you use that money and give them, and you gotta look for more. You gotta look for more. You usually gotta look for more and come and give them. Yeah. Number 5, the CHLOR-MEL. I don't know where to start. Imagine combining the leadership of the choleric with the detailed nature of the melancholy. They have great leaders. They are goal-oriented, yet very detailed, paying a lot of attention to the little things. However, these people are extremely competitive. They are not afraid to state their opinion. They're going to tell you what they think, whether you want it or not. They tend to be autocratic and dictators. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on here, but maybe Hitler was. I'm not allowed to say that. Yeah. Again, they can be really resentful. Imagine combining the anger of the choleric with the melancholy of the melancholy. In the Bible, Apostle Paul is your CHLOR-MEL. Throughout his writings, you see that he's very practical, analytical. He has this amazing mind, very strong-willed. Remember what he was doing before the Holy Spirit, before Jesus literally appeared to him. He has a goal. He will go for it. He will state his opinion. He will do what he has to do. But when the Holy Spirit came in, this strong-willedness, is that a word? was transformed and used for the better good. That's what the Holy Spirit can do in the life of a CHLOR-MEL. For a CHLOR-MEL, watch out for our health, because cholerism plus melancholy, it's well. Vocationally, CHLOR-MELs make great attorneys, great debaters. They're going to remember every detail. And again, anything sales, promoting, anything that requires charisma, they can do it. 6, the CHLOR-Phleg. The CHLOR-Phleg, that's choleric and phlegmatic. Now the CHLOR-Phleg is the calmest of the extroverts because it's a combination of two antagonistic temperaments. You have choleric, who is the driver, and you have the phlegmatic, who is the... Why do you guys want me to say? You want it to come out from my mouth? So you have these two antagonistic temperaments in one. So they are all the choleric temperament blends. They are the easiest to like, the easiest to live with, the easiest to get along with. They have a way of making people feel seen, which is kind of a shock for the choleric temperament. But they have a way of valuing people, more slow-paced than the others. Good leaders, quite organized. Interestingly, this temperament blend tends to be successful at many things. Not because they are necessarily the best at it, but because they get other people to come along with. And this is how you know a Choleric: sarcasm and stubbornness.
Oh my God! Wow!
Vocationally, Cholerics are usually good in writing and solo jobs. Yeah, it's true they get people along, but they also have this kind of insensitivity to people. It's hard to explain.